What's going on, guys? It's the Fox, and in today's video tutorial I'm going to be teaching you how to install Webman. For the time being, items flow doesn't work on firmware 8 and 9 and 9.60. Until we get the items flow update, we're going to have to be stuck using Webman. Please keep in mind, when you go to put games in the directory, I will be explaining it later on, and I'll be showing you what the error screen looks like. If you put more than 4 games into the directory, it's going to show up just a blank gray box, but don't worry about that. I'm going to go into great detail and explain how to fix the problem. Let's jump into the video guide. Also, something else that's very important, when you go to play your games from the external drive, only use the external drive. Don't bother using the internal drive. It's currently it's like a 90% fail rate. Also very important, I made a video guide covering this already. You can only use an NVMe or an SSD drive. Do not use a mechanical drive. If you use a mechanical drive, you're going to get black screens. You're going to get severe slowdowns. The games aren't going to run. It's going to be glitchy. It's going to be a nightmare fest. So very important that you do keep that in mind. Okay, what I want you to do is make a folder called ETA-hen. Make it look exactly like this. Open up that folder. Then inside this folder, we're going to make another folder. Now what we need to do is we need to call this games, all in lowercase, I believe. This is the first time I'm doing it, so I'm not sure. Now we're going to cut and put our game in this directory here. So go up one, and as you can see on the computer, do you see this folder? Do you see these files? This is your game. When you see the eboot.bin, you know it's a game. So I'm going to cut this. We're going to try a couple different ones. So we're going to open this up. Sorry about that. We're going to open up the ETA-hen folder, open up the games folder, and we're going to paste it in here. I'll be back in a second. It's going to take me a few minutes to do this, so I'm not going to drag this video on. So just a quick little recap of everything. For your games on your NVMe/SD, make a folder called ETA-hen like this. Make a folder called games and put them in this directory. Make sure there's no folders inside of more folders. So basically, when you open up the folder for the first time, you want to see all these files on the root of that folder. I'll meet you back on the Ps5 and we'll see what happens. Okay, hopefully we set this up correctly.
Going up here.
Sorry about that, my phone rang. Stupid spam calls. So what you want to do is you want to head over into the debug settings, or you can use the settings at the top, I believe. Okay, see it says beta Ps5 Webman games. You want to open this folder, open up this directory. Give that a second to load. Okay, system crashed, and also extremely important, do not put more than 4 games into the ETA-hen/data folder. The games will not show up. It's very buggy, so just keep that in mind. We're going to test the game and see if it works. So open up the Ps5 Webman, right there. And before we open that up, I wanted to show you something here. Go into settings and you can see we got debug, so the system is jailbroken. So open up the debug settings shortcut here, and we're going to try to load the game. Okay, so open up Webman, and I know this game works 110%, so we're going to try this first. So I just press X on that. I'm going to let this load up. I'll be back when this is loaded. Okay, as you can see, the game works. I'm not going to go through the whole kit and caboodle. It does work. And see, we're on the home screen. I'll meet you back on the PlayStation 5. So we're going to try another game. So very important, if your directory shows up empty like it did in the beginning of the video, I had to put on pause, I had to look up something. It will crash the directory. So this directory right here cannot have more than 4 games in it. If you have more than 4 games, it's just going to show up as empty. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to add a shortcut to the controller so we can disable Kstuff after we go ahead and we load the game in the queue, because if we disable Kstuff, the game will supposedly run faster. So let's exit out of this. I'm going to show you how to enable and disable Kstuff on the fly. So you want to open up the debug settings. Then you want to go to controller shortcuts. Then where it says toggle Kstuff, this is going to be on and off. So go ahead and press X on there. And you can choose which one you would like to choose. I'm going to go ahead and choose single tap share button. You can choose whichever one you would like. And see, it says single tap share button. That means it's enabled. I've never used this before because I never found it necessary for what I'm doing. So since we did that, what we're going to do now is we're going to actually launch the game fresh. So we're going to open up the debug settings, and we're going to go into Webman, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to open up the game. It didn't, okay, looks like it crashed. I'll be right back. Okay, I pressed X on here, it's kind of frozen. That means the game's loading because there's a lot of stuff. And as you can see, it is launching. So I'm going to wait till the game gets to the title screen, then I'm going to disable Kstuff. So I'll be with you guys in a second. Okay, we're going to try to disable Kstuff, so go ahead and just click the share button once. Then we should get a notification. It's been disabled. Okay. So for the heck of it, let's exit out of the game. And what we're going to do is we're going to go back into the game and we'll see if it can load. Okay, it says it's loaded right there. And if you press it one more time, it looks like it might have crashed. Yeah, it crashed. I think that's because of the Kstuff. We exited out and went back in, so it disabled Kstuff. So it says Kstuff is now unpaused. Maybe that will uncrash the game, but not really. So when you go to unpause Kstuff, so you learned something today, when you're in the game itself, go ahead and unpause it and don't leave the game, otherwise it's going to crash like it just did now.